Well, it would have nice to have had some better results, of course. But Turkey was the first race really where we had a smooth weekend from start to finish with everything technically with the car and also from my side and everything like that. So it was a pretty strong result. We have had some good podiums, as you say. Even Malaysia was a race which I was pretty satisfied with. Overall, Malaysia was a good weekend, with the exception of the start and then not having Kurz in the race. So other than that, it's been a reasonable start. Not absolutely phenomenal, but overall, I would say positive with to have the points we have with the issues that we have had in the first, particularly in the first 3 races. Well, Kurz is working okay. It's pretty much invisible for everybody. If it's working, of course, everyone has it at the same point on the track, so it's not that much of a revolution. The rear wing obviously has changed the racing quite a bit in terms of overtaking. Sometimes it's very, very easy, sometimes it's not so easy still, but generally it's easy because the tyres are the biggest thing. We know that if somebody is in trouble with tyres, it doesn't matter with DRS, you will get them anyway. So tyres are making the biggest change. The racing is a lot different as it was in the past. Obviously the overtakes and things like that, the racing is not as intense as it was. There's more wheel-to-wheel action, but the drivers know it's not as intense as it was. But that's just the way it is these days. Let's see. I'm not the closest to him in the championship. I think Lewis is at the moment. So whoever's closest to him in the championship probably will be his rival. But in the end, I think we have to respect all of our opposition. I'm not just there to go and beat Seb. Of course, I have to beat him to win the race. I have to beat everyone to win. So, yes, he's one of them. Of course, Ferrari, very strong. Fernando had a strong race in Turkey. McLaren will be back because they always are. They're a strong team with 2 quality drivers. So, exciting. Looking forward to the race and going ahead. And I'm looking to improve on my results as well. Yeah, it should be fine. I mean, the RB7 is working on every venue really, so we can be quick at every track. Whether it's quick enough, we don't know, but the car should be strong at every venue to challenge for top results.
We're going to try. I mean, we've had a fantastic start to the season, but 15 races to go, a lot of points, some great opponents. Ferrari, McLaren are pushing really hard, but we've got a great team. We've got 2 fantastic drivers, and we're just going to keep pushing and trying to get performance to the car, trying to make sure the car stays reliable and make sure we get the right strategy, work the tyres in the right way, and that way we'll have more weekends like we did in Istanbul. It's easy. It's the people. The people are the people that make the team, and we work fantastically well as a team, and in all areas. You can't have a strength or an Adrian Newey without the backup in the engineering, the operational staff, the mechanics, the technicians. So it's a combination of factors that make the team so strong. Sebastien, his confidence is high. I mean, really, since sort of Singapore last year, he's been in an unbelievable streak of form, and he's carried that form through the winter into the start of this season. He's come into the year as the youngest ever world champion. He's got more experience now. It's easy to forget he's only done 65 or 66 Grand Prix. He's won 13 of them now. He's growing as an individual. He's growing in experience, and he's just got better and better. Well, it's changed the dynamics of the races, for sure. With the DRS now, with the tyres have had a big influence, and Kurz is back. So Kurz is a technology we didn't have in 2009 as a team, and we've had a lot to learn in a short space of time, and we've been very aggressive with how we've packaged the Kurz. So that's posed some challenges, but I think on the whole the races have been really exciting this year, and it's been action not just at the front but throughout the field. Well, Pirelli were asked to make a tyre that encouraged more strategy in pit stops and overtaking, and they've done just that. So, they've followed the brief. They've done a good job, I think. They're a great company to work with, and it's added another dimension. Who'd have thought in Istanbul we'd be doing 4 pit stops? With each car, that's 8 pit times the guys had to service the cars, and it creates another dynamic. I think it creates more excitement. It'll take a little while for things to settle down. But I think it's made Formula One really, really exciting again. The aim is quite simple. We want to try and do what we did in Australia, what we did in Malaysia, what we did in in Istanbul, which is to win. But we don't underestimate our rivals.
Well, the challenge now, of course, is to try and keep the momentum going. Formula One now, the pace of development is phenomenal, and so everybody will be pushing hard to try and get ahead of us, and obviously we've got to try to keep pushing to try and stay ahead. DRS has been so far, touch wood, it's been okay, no problem for us. The cars, yes, we have some problems. It's the way we've packaged it's quite tight, quite difficult technically, and we're not a manufacturer team, we're independent, so we don't quite have the cars experience and resource perhaps that some of the biggest teams have. It's still in the development stage. Hopefully we're getting it to the point where it will be reliable, but it's very much an ongoing process at the moment. So far, I mean, of course, like everybody, we've had to adapt the car to the Pirelli tyres. It's a big new learning curve. They behave very differently to the Bridgestones or the Michelins before that. So, like everybody else, we're trying to understand how they work, what that means in terms of how we run the car, in terms of strategy, in terms of setup, in terms of aerodynamics. There's lots of different parts to that. So it's again a big learning curve for us. Well, I would like to think that, but I'm afraid it's not the case. So everybody else will be pushing to try and knock Sebastien off that top spot, including Mark, of course. But no, Sebastien's driven with tremendous confidence and maturity so far this season. I think he's adapted to the tyres because he's a bright young man, very bright. He thinks a lot about what he does and how he does it, and I think that's been playing into his hands so far. We're a little bit ahead. We're scrabbling to stay ahead. There is no secret. It's the usual thing. It's hard work, a bit of inspiration if possible here and there, and just keep pushing at it. I never make predictions going in. We'll see.
The race in Turkey went really well for us. We scored 2 points. I'm really happy. I don't think we could have done much better. We had a fantastic strategy. The team did a great job, good pit stops. We had 3 pit stops and they were all very competitive. So I think we just putted everything together, and then in the end it worked really well. The new rules are quite interesting. I think they put a lot more fun into the races. They are a lot more interesting to see. There is a lot more overtaking. A lot more pit stop as well, so the strategy can make a bit the difference, and I really think it's definitely a good thing for the sport. Yes, we used to have the Bridgestone, now we have the Pirelli. Obviously, they try to make a tyre which is quite aggressive. It means you get a lot of performance out of it in the first few laps, but then the degradation of the tyres is quite important as well, and because of this you've got to stop more. You cannot do a race with the same set of tyres, so you've got to stop between 3 and 4 times, which is quite interesting for the show. Yes, I'm quite satisfied. We had a good qualifying. I qualified twice to Q3, and I had also twice finished in the points. So we have 6 points so far in the first 4 races. So no, we are quite happy, definitely. The objective is to do the maximum, is to get in the points again. Just to get the maximum out of the car will be good.
Well, I think a bit of everything. Tyre degradation was a bit too high for us, and also the strategy was not really the best option. We had to pit 2 laps to the end, and this killed our race. But in general, it was not so bad. It was a good feeling as well, because we understood better the tyres, the degradation and so on, which we couldn't do it before the race of Turkey because we didn't have any laps and we had loads of technical issues and problems. But at the moment, at least I could finish the race. We had some good information, and it's looking better for Barcelona, where we aim some point finishes and a better understanding of the tyres as well, and less tyre degradation. This is the main thing on the Sunday, yeah. Well, you know, Formula One has really changed a lot since last year, and therefore you need to adapt yourself really a lot. I did not really feel the change between driving the cars and the rear wing, because this is something you adapt. Tires are the main thing that it changed really a lot. The performance, the type of driving style, you know, and definitely the degradation, how to use the tires, you know. And this is something to take in mind on the Sunday race, which was very important, to do so many laps on the first race to finish them. I did not have the choice to do it because I did not finish most of the races, or I did not do the laps as I wanted. But in general, I think there's a lot of potential to improve. From my side, from the team, from everyone, and I'm sure we can be much better this part of the season. It's just the fifth race now, and yeah, just looking forward to Barcelona, my hometown, and yeah, hopefully with some points. I think so, yeah, we have 3 pit stops, or even 4 for me, but you know, there is much workout, you know, and much more things going on the racetrack, so I guess it's better for everyone, for the spectator.